Welcome to another edition of the JerseyYorkPhilly and More Roundup, where we break down everything happening on weekends in the sports world across the tri-state area and beyond. I'm your host, John Coro, bringing you all the latest action, insight, and stories you won't want to miss. Starting off with Friday, the New York Knicks took Game 3 over Philly with a 108-94 victory, taking a stranglehold on the series. After coming back down by 12, the Knicks could not fully put their foot down and run away with it. However, the Philly Stars did not live up to their full potential, as Paul George went from a 15-point first quarter to not making a single shot the rest of the game. Jalen Brunson took charge with 33 points and late baskets to secure the W, and the Knicks fans invading Xfinity Mobile Arena would be a huge advantage en route to the victory as they look to complete the sweep Sunday afternoon. Across the street at Citizens Bank Ballpark, we switch over to the MLB, where the Colorado Rockies won 9-7 over the Phillies in an extra inning thriller. It seemed like Jesus Luzardo would settle in after giving up a run, but Colorado said no to that with a 5-run fourth inning. The bats would start to wake up in the 8th, and Justin Crawford came up to the plate as the tying run, still searching for his first big league homer.
Fly ball, right field, going back on it is Freeman, back toward the wall, it is gone! First major league home run! And it's tied this game up at 7!
Audio provided by the MLB YouTube page. The Rockies would take the lead in the 11th inning on go-ahead knocks from Troy Johnston and Jake McCarthy, and the Phils would drop the series opener despite the comeback. Heading north to Wisconsin, the Brewers won 6-0 over the Yankees to kick off the weekend series at American Family Field. Jacob Misiorowski got the nod to start for Milwaukee, shocking everybody out of the gate with 10 pitches in the first inning that clocked over 102 miles per hour. On the other hand, Max Fried was read well in the second inning, as the Brewers put up 4 runs during that span and tacked on another in the third. Misiorowski kept the Yankee bats silent through his 6 innings of work, picking up 11 strikeouts and surrendering just 2 hits to get his 3rd win of the season. Moving on to the Stanley Cup playoffs, the Vegas Golden Knights clobbered the Anaheim Ducks 6-2 at the Honda Center, taking a 2-1 lead in round 2. The first period saw the Knights click on all cylinders as they found the back of the net 3 times, including Shea Theodore scoring just 66 seconds in and Mitch Marner getting on the board with 5 seconds left in the frame. Marner would score twice in the second period to complete his first career postseason hat trick, including this tight wrister from the side of the goal.
Here's William Karlsson, drops it for Marner. Marner looks, Marner shoots, and Marner scores! The first hat trick in his playoff career for Mitch Marner, and it's 5-0 Vegas.
Audio provided by the NHL YouTube page. Wrapping up with NFL news, the Jets have extended their running back Breece Hall to a 3-year contract worth approximately $45 million. This move comes just over 2 months after being franchise tagged, but the front office has made it clear that they want him to be a key part again in their rebuild. He's been hot and cold with trade talks in the past few seasons, but the Jets could look a lot different under their new offensive coordinator, Frank Reich. The money that Hall is expected to make per year will rank 4th among running backs in the NFL, standing behind Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, and Saquon Barkley. Moving on to Saturday, the Philadelphia Phillies won 9-3 over the Rockies in a bounce-back victory. In the 3rd inning, the Phils gave Colorado a taste of their own medicine from earlier in the series with a 5-run frame of their own, as Alec Boehm tied it up on the long ball and Kyle Schwarber clobbered one to the second deck. The Rockies came back quickly with a 2-run double by Kyle Karros, but Boehm would clear the wall for the second straight AB. He would reach 4 RBIs on the night with an 8th inning double, and 5 different pitchers would make sure the Rockies never got back in the game. Over at American Family Field, the Milwaukee Brewers walked off the Yankees 4-3 in 10 innings. Contrasting from the night prior, the Yanks wasted no time on a leadoff homer by Paul Goldschmidt, who also drove in their 2nd run on an infield single in the 4th. The Brewer offense finally came alive when facing the Yankee bullpen, and a game-tying single from William Contreras would force extras. New York retook the lead in the 10th, but Milwaukee capitalized on fielding mistakes, and Contreras would play hero on this game-winning sacrifice fly.
In the air to right, Judge eases over. This is going to be a race to the plate with the ball game on the line. Here comes Renifo, here comes a throw, and that's the ball game! The Brewers with their first walk-off of the year!
Audio provided by the MLB YouTube page. Heading out of the desert, the Arizona Diamondbacks took home a nail-biter against the Mets, winning 2-1 at Chase Field. The first run of the game occurred in the second off the bat of Brett Beatty, who roped an RBI double in the gap. The hitting machine of Ildemaro Vargas would put the D-backs ahead thanks to an RBI knock to left field. Despite that, Clay Holmes was still sharp on the mound for New York, but he didn't get much run support on the flip side, as Merrill Kelly had a solid start to rebound from his past 3 outings. Moving on to the NHL playoffs, the Carolina Hurricanes took out the Brooms in Game 4 as they swept the Flyers with a 3-2 victory in OT. Tyson Forster ripped home his first goal of the postseason to begin the scoring and get the Philly crowd going. Jackson Blake would knot it up in the second, and the red-hot Logan Stankoven put Carolina up in the third until the rookie Alex Bump responded quickly to force extra time. In that sequence, Blake got the shot away towards Dan Vladar and got some puck luck for the W.
Taylor Hall, the intercept. He's right back in. Centering pass. Save Vladar. It's off his glove and in! The series is over! Carolina is on to the Eastern Conference Final!
Audio provided by the NHL YouTube page. The Hurricanes are back in the Eastern Conference Finals for the 3rd time in 4 years. Finishing off with the NBA postseason, the Cleveland Cavaliers got a much-needed Game 3 win, taking down the Pistons 116-109. After Cleveland went up big before halftime, Detroit would return the favor out of the locker room and keep it close. Unlike earlier in the series when crunch time arrived, the Cavaliers did not let the pressure get to them. A steal and go-ahead basket by Max Strus would put Cleveland ahead, alongside 3 big shots by James Harden to put Detroit against the wall. Donovan Mitchell led the game with a 35-point performance, and the Cavs are right back in the series going into Game 4, down 2-1. Shifting into Sunday, the New York Knicks won Game 4 to complete the sweep over the Philadelphia 76ers. 144-114 was the final score at Xfinity Mobile Arena. Similar to Game 3, blue and orange was flooding the city of brotherly love, which spilled out onto the court with a 43-point first quarter by New York. 7 3-pointers were made by Deuce McBride in that frame, who started in place for the injured OG Anunoby. They would score over 40 in the third quarter once again, and the Sixers could not provide any answer on their front. The postseason record for 3-pointers at 25 in total was tied by the Knicks yesterday, as they will play in the Eastern Finals in back-to-back years. Switching over to the Stanley Cup playoffs, the Montreal Canadiens won 6-2 over the Sabres in Game 3 at the Bell Center. It took 53 seconds for Buffalo to draw first blood thanks to a rebound goal by Tage Thompson. The Habs would tie it later in the first period and went on to score 3 times in the second, including a power play goal from Cole Caulfield and this deflected shot on the man advantage by Juraj Slafkovsky to cap it off.
Has it back from Caulfield. Flips it toward the net. They score! Tapped in by Slafkovsky. Another power play goal. It's 4-1 Montreal.
Audio provided by the NHL YouTube page. Rasmus Dahlin would get the Sabres back in it, but 2 more goals from Montreal in the third would give them a 2-1 series lead. Moving on to the MLB, the Brewers walked off the Yankees for the second straight game by the same score of 4-3. On the first pitch he saw, Aaron Judge kick-started the offense with his 16th homer of the year for the early lead. In the second inning, the rookie Spencer Jones would tally his first career hit and run driven in, but Milwaukee counterpunched with 3 of their own in the fourth to hop in front. They lost the lead once again, but in the bottom of the ninth, Bryce Durang lived up to the moment on 1 swing.
Durang in the center field. Grisham is on the run. Grisham looks up, and there she goes! Bryce Durang walks off the Yankees!
Audio provided by the MLB YouTube page. Heading to Citizens Bank Park, the Phillies blanked Colorado with a 6-0 victory to take the series on home soil. The powerhouse bats of Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper went back-to-back in the first inning to fire up the crowd and take a 2-0 lead. A costly throwing error by Hunter Goodman would allow a run to score, plus Trey Turner to drive in an additional base runner on a sac fly and Schwarber to drill a laser beam over the right field wall. On the other side of the ball, Christopher Sanchez was lights out and extended his scoreless streak to 20 2/3 of an inning pitched. Wrapping up at Chase Field, the Mets dropped another series on the road, losing 5-1 to Arizona. The home half of the second saw Ryan Waldschmidt crush a 2 RBI double to the deepest part of the park, also racking up his first big league knock. New York got on the board, but Waldschmidt drove in another run to restore the lead, plus a triple from Ketel Marte that plated 2 more. In his 11th career season on the mound, Eduardo Rodriguez accomplished a personal milestone of pitching in the 9th inning for the very first time after requesting it from his manager. He would not get the complete game, but he was still the winning pitcher. And that'll do it for this edition of the Jersey, York, Philly, and more Roundup. Thanks for tuning in as we covered all the action from around the tri-state and beyond. I'm John Coral reminding you to stay locked in, stay passionate, and we'll catch you next time with more of the stories that matter most in sports.